let's just look at a few simple things to kind of start us off. There's a few changes with when you call to see what version you're running, which can be an important thing. And then also getting single file executables. So I'm going to go talk about these things. And I'm going to drop over here to code. Look at this. This is not only not the dark version. It's not the light version. It's the light version with high contrast. I don't think anybody else used the high contrast light version, which you can read incredibly well, can't you? Isn't this the easiest with nice big fonts and everything? I don't. Oh, come on. I was going for. Actually, this is PowerPoint. I just copy and pasted. It's interactive PowerPoint. So let's just take a look at a couple of things here. Here's my program CS. This is just a simple thing here. And this, just some of these, getting the versions out, they've modified that. When I go in and look at versions, you can see a little bit different version information. Not super important, but the interesting thing to look at here, and the reason why I built this and put some code in it, was so that we could look at a project file. So publishing a single file. Now, in the old days, when you would build something, you would oftentimes get a single file out. When I first started compiling, you compile. And then all of a sudden, they made it so that you were compiling something, and then you got a whole bunch of DLLs that came with it. And then they figured out how to link it all together and give me one file again. And now they're back to the other way of now we can share things and have all these files. And now we're going back to having you can now have a single executable, which is really just a whole bunch of files, a zip file that automatically self-extracts. And so when you do this, let me just show you what you're going to get. If I come in here to my console demo, and I go in the bin directory, debug, .NET Core. So I'm going down through the versions, and as you can see here, it's debug, .NET Core, or Core 3.0, and now I'm specifically in a Windows 10 x64 build. And here are all my files, and if I scroll down, here's a publish folder. And inside the publish folder is a single executable. And so what it's done is it's taken all those things, wrapped them together, compressed them, and it extracts them to your disk automatically. So let me just click on this. If I click on it, boom, there it goes. And there's a little 2-second delay before it closes there, so you can actually see the results. And it will, the very first time, extract, and it takes, I've actually run this once, so I did a little bit of a pull it out of the oven thing, but it takes a couple of seconds for it to extract. Once it does that, it extracts it to a common location and then runs it from that location without having to re-extract. And so you can embed the whole thing. Yeah, go ahead.
So I've asked a number of people, even some Microsoft people, where is that common location?
You know, I didn't. That's a great question. And I didn't go and find it, and I probably should have. It would be really easy to find just by putting a little watcher on this and seeing where it's writing files. So, yeah. Oh, I would have guessed it was in app data. Yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm not sure. I almost expected to see it underneath here. The way the documentation read, I expected to see it here, but it's not there. So yeah, Phil. Oh, sorry. Question was, where are the files? So if this is really just a zip file that's getting expanded and with all the DLLs in your executable and then run, where does it keep it? And not sure. So I was afraid someone's going to ask me that. And so I had to build all this thing while I was at our place down in Orlando. And in order to spend more time with your family, they charge you $47 a day for Wi-Fi. And so I'm sitting there trying to do this with minimal internet. So yeah, that's one of the questions I don't have an answer to. I apologize. So anyway, this is pretty cool, especially if you want to be able to deliver applications and things like that. It's a nice way to be able to package things up. Now, with that being said, let me show you a couple other things. So this one here, publish trimmed. And I'll pop back to this. This is essentially tree shaking. So what happens is when I say I want all this stuff, here's what I'm building with, and I compile it, I'm going to get extra things that I don't necessarily need. Now, when I have my executable, I don't want all that extra stuff. And so what this will do is it will go through and shake out all the stuff that I don't need for my specific application. It'll go through and say, what are all the dependencies, and then get rid of all those dependencies inside of that executable so that my executable can be as small as possible, which in my case is a whopping 25 megabytes. But this is a full-featured application. I mean, displays 3 lines of text. So, right, absolutely. So it's the whole thing. I mean, there is a runtime. Yeah, I'm selling it a little bit short. But yes, there's more going on here, and obviously you could do much, much more than what I am just doing in this little application. So any questions so far? Those kinds of things.